What is up, fellow Cybertronians? My name is Ian, and welcome to the first ever review video for the new In02 channel. And for today, we have something very special. We're going to be looking at the Transformers Legacy Evolution G2 Universe Toxitron. Right, so I got this guy from my local hobby store for a price of 250 ringgit Malaysia. Roughly comes up to about 50 USD, I guess. And this is basically the third iteration of the G2 Laser Optimus Prime mold that we got during the Transformers Legacy line. Okay, so I have no clue who Toxitron is. From what I heard, he's just a botcon character, I guess, and he's never really mentioned in the story or whatever. But all I know is that he is always a recolor of Optimus Prime, and I wasn't really interested in getting another G2 Laser Optimus Prime of this mold, since I have both the original and the Nemesis Prime version. But what got me hooked for getting Toxitron is basically the box art. The box art for this guy is magnificent. From my perspective, it is absolutely beautiful. Just look at the neon art. Kind of feels like very cyberpunkish. It's got that bright neon green colors, the orange. It looks really good. I really like it. I also noticed that they stopped calling stuff Evo Fusion. But yeah, so this is basically the third iteration. So let's get this guy opened up and see how it looks like. Out of the box, you have Toxitron in his vehicle mode. You get Toxitron in his truck mode, trailer, and a weapon that can be combined to make a really large sword, or basically a sword and axe, I guess. It looks like a giant fan to me. But yeah, that's what you get out of the box. So, because Toxitron is a recolor of a mold that we have already seen many times, there's obviously going to be a lot of comparisons to be made. So before I do any sort of comparison, let's just look at Toxitron on its own and see what we can say about it. So, first things first, let's just get this out of the way. The weapons are the same, just like this time it's green translucent plastic, and I really do like the green color. It does match really well with the color of Toxitron, and yeah, nothing much to say about the weapons. Next, we will look at Toxitron himself. So let's just move the trailer aside. Let's zoom in on Toxitron. Okay, so immediately the thing that I noticed is yep, he's all green. The green, it's kind of dull. I would have preferred it to be a more brighter neon color that sort of reflects the toxicity a little bit better. But that's just a nitpick. I do think that having a green truck is really cool. What I really like about the truck mode is the purple wheels. I think the purple wheels are very unique. Really brings out the look of Toxitron. We've got some red translucent window paints, and the window paints are fine, I guess. I would much prefer it to be more orange, but other than that, yeah, the truck mode is a little bit plain. I would have liked to see more details on top, detail or paint deco. Other than that, I guess it's fine. It looks exactly the same as the other molds. So we'll start comparing it to G2 Optimus Prime and Scourge. Right, so let's bring those two here. Optimus Prime and Nemesis. And immediately, I think one thing you would notice is that the other two have a lot more detail compared to Toxitron. Optimus Prime has the flames. Scourge has this blue lines, whereas Toxitron, all he has is this silver panel at the side here. Everything else is just plain green. So it sort of lacks color as compared to the others. Also, the black grille. I don't really like the black paint on the grille because it sort of hides the detail that you have on the model, whereas the other two guys have a silver grille, so the detail is brought out by the shadow of the recesses of the detail, so you can kind of see the detail a lot clearer. Looking at it from the side, again, I think Optimus Prime stands out the most. It has the most variation of color, whereas Scourge and Toxitron, they look a bit plain. Toxitron has these grey panels over here, so it sort of has the edge over Nemesis Prime in this section. And last but not least, we shall look at the back of the truck for all three of them. Again, I feel that Optimus Prime has the most variation. You have the black legs, back of the cap, with some silver dark grey parts, similar to Toxitron, just that Toxitron's feet are also green, whereas here you can see that the blue feet of Optimus Prime gives it some color variation. For Nemesis Prime, he's all black, you don't see anything. This is where I feel like Scourge Nemesis Prime is a bit lacking. It does have this detail at the side here, but that's about it. Overall, yeah, I think in truck mode, Toxitron has some good and bad parts about it. So overall, I would say it's sort of a medium. I think that Optimus Prime still leads leads in terms of design, whereas I would give Scourge and Toxitron both second place. Right? So that's about it for the truck mode. The next thing we're going to compare is the trailers. Okay, before we do that, let's just take a look at Toxitron's trailer on its own. Immediately, what stands out is the orange goo coming out of the trailer, and yeah, it gives a really good toxic vibe. The only thing that I would have to complain is that I would have preferred some color variation between the tanker on the top and the wheel section at the bottom, because now it just looks like one black piece of plastic. Even though we know that there are a lot of details here, perhaps they could have done something to bring out those details a little bit more. Okay. Other than that, I do think that this is a very unique looking trailer. So, thumbs up for that. So here we have all three trailers. Then, immediately, I think the most iconic one and the best looking one is also Optimus Prime's trailer. Now, for Scourge, I think the Scourge trailer is the weakest because it lacks any sort of character. Right? It's just black plastic and some silver. That's about it. At least the Toxitron trailer has the orange goo, some purple, and the purple wheels make it look unique. Right? So, in terms of truck mode, let's get everybody in here. I think that in the first place would be Optimus Prime, followed by Toxitron, and Scourge in last place, basically. That's just my opinion on the truck mode of these three different colors. That's about it for the truck mode. Next, we will take a look at the robot mode. Alright, so here we have Toxitron in his robot mode. Now the transformation is exactly the same as all the rest, so I'm not going to be showing that off or talking about the transformation. But yeah, this is the robot mode. Let's give him a little spin before we get into it. Okay, so here we have Toxitron in his robot mode. What can we say about this figure? Things like articulation, it's all going to be the same as G2 Optimus Prime and Scourge. So we don't have to talk about much about that. Other than his head, even though it's on the ball joint, you still can't be looking up or down. So that is the only bad part about articulation, I could say. Everything else is all the same. Okay, so the only way that we can judge this figure is based on its color scheme. And I think the color scheme works really well. I like the variations between the green and the purple. They bring out all the details that you would want to see. I think overall, yeah, it looks really good. The only one thing that sort of grinds my gears is that this ab section is green plastic and the black and purple parts are painted on. I mean, they could have just used black plastic and painted on the purple, which would make it look a lot better, but oh well. I try not to expect too much of Hasbro at this point. It's just that whenever they paint the panels, they tend to leave out the sides. They only paint the front of the panels. So when you look at it from the side, it looks kind of weird, right? Like a stick, instead of it being a metal black piece of the Transformer, it just kind of looks like a sticker. Other than that, yeah, I have no gripes with this figure. I think it's a solid colorway for the G2 Optimus Prime mode. Okay, so that's Toxitron on his own. Let's bring in the other two and do a comparison. Okay, so now that we have all three of them in their robot forms, let's do a comparison. Now, starting off with the original, the G2 Laser Prime, I find that this guy his color scheme is a little bit plain. I understand they were going for accuracy with the original G2 toy, but I think they could have done with a little bit more paint. It just feels a little really bland. As for Scourge, I feel that waist up, this figure is probably the best looking out of all the three. This extra red color details that from the translucent red, I really do like it. It gives it a more dynamic color scheme. You also have his face fully painted. It has that teal blue details over here. His eyes are painted so that it looks more vibrant. And yeah, just overall, above the waist, it looks like there was a lot of effort put into it, but below the waist, it's just too plain for my liking. I also don't know why this section of his crotch is black. Maybe they could have kept it grey to match up with the rest of the legs, but yeah, it looks a bit weird to me. Aside from these two lines of blue over here, there really isn't much color to the figure below the waist. So that kind of brings it down a little bit, but overall I still think that it beats the original G2 Optimus Prime. So where does Toxitron come into play in this discussion? In terms of the color and the detail, I feel that Toxitron is a lot better than the G2 Laser Optimus Prime. Comparing to Scourge, I think it does lose out a little bit due to the fact that they use a lot of shiny paint. I don't like the shiny paint. It makes it look a little bit cheap. Whereas for the Scourge, they use all matte paints, which makes it look a lot more premium. However, waist down, Toxitron does look very good. His color scheme is even throughout the entire figure. If I were to give it a rank, I would say that it's either on par with Scourge or just a little bit better. I enjoy it a little bit more than Scourge, just because of its vibrant, funky looking colors. But the question is, even though I think it's great, is it necessary? Honestly, I don't think it's necessary, but it is a really cool addition to my collection. I'm hoping to collect the rest of the Toxitron line. I think if you put them as a group together, their funky colors really do strike a different vibe to all the rest of the Transformers collections. Anyway, that's about it for my review for Toxitron. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything you like or did not like, do let me know down in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe and all that. I'll see you guys in the next video.